This MFL Marmac Coach Conversation brought to you by Birdnow Chevrolet, by Meyer Auto Service, and by Havlicek Trucking. We're with head coach Dan Anderson. And Coach, we talked about it last week going into the Postville game. It was a case of just keeping your focus and taking care of business. And based on the result of the game, from the outside looking in, I say you accomplished both those goals. Am I wrong?
No. We know we did. We did what we needed to do to win the football game, and we won, convincingly. But we need to give credit to Postville. Their kids really did come out and played us tough there in the first half. I think it was 20-0. Maybe halfway or three-quarters of the way through the second quarter, they were playing us tough. They were making the drives difficult. We didn't have too many big plays. We were getting some first downs, but they were keeping us under wraps, and they were playing really enthusiastic football. And our guys, weren't executing quite like we wanted them to. You got to give credit to the Postville guys. Second half, we had a good talk at halftime, and we came out and we're firing a little bit more physical and being a little more clean on our blocks in the second half.
Two more pick six. You guys continue to score in non-offensive ways. How do you keep doing it, man?
I don't know. I mean, we like we said, we do a good job with our scouting. We look at the teams we're going to play at their favorite pass routes, and we drill them over and over and over. And Skelly drills and stuff in defense. We do a lot of individual stuff still. We don't just do team O and D in practice, so we're still drilling, backpedaling and breaking on the ball with our defensive backs and our linebackers. And, we just have good athletes back there. Cole Allert, stepped in for Carter Decker, who was nursing an injury, and, he had a pick six and scored on offense. So we had some younger guys that played in that game that really played well too.
You talked about Postville forcing you to make those drives a little bit more difficult in the first half. You guys have been a big play team quite a bit this year. Is it good to know that you guys can do the 10, 12, 15 play drive like you did a lot last year if necessary? Because I'd imagine here in the postseason, the defense is just going to get that much more stingy, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we talked about that this week. In fact, in film session, we spent an hour probably breaking down like the first 5 plays that we ran, and we were getting so picky. I was so picky on things like footwork and showing guys that we maybe had a 9-yard gain on a running play, but we looked at that and I said, well, why wasn't it a touchdown? And here's why. And we can see guys stepping with their first step was the incorrect foot, and those little things. The first step in football can make the difference between the touchdown and just a minimal gain. And so we were pretty strict and a little anal on our footwork. We need to be, because we know, like you said, as we get further into the playoffs, the teams and the defenses we're going to see are just going to get that much better. So we got to clean that stuff up now so that we don't have to try to clean it up, after we take a loss.
Granted, it's not an apples to apples comparison, but everyone getting into the postseason this year, last year, you guys in the postseason, it was a new thing for most of the kids in your program. This year, you enter the playoffs with a 6-1 record, and even if the playoffs were shortened like they had been in years past, you'd still be playing football. How are the kids handling this new experience? Is it something that is just become expected over the last couple of years, last few years?
Yeah, I think it has just become expected. These kids do expect to win, and we do every week. And we've had success at the younger levels. Our JV just finished up their regular season last night, and they were undefeated too. So in our junior high, our 7th graders are undefeated, and our 8th graders got 1 loss. So, these guys expect to win, come up to the varsity level. And, we just do a good job of preparing each week for the team we're going to see. We don't look ahead. We don't overlook anybody that we're going to see. Because if you don't play well on any given night, our season could be over now. It's not just a loss, but your end of your season.
You get the Postville Pirates once again this week, the team you beat at Postville last week, the game's at your place this week. Is there any challenge facing a team 2 weeks in a row?
Well, sure. I mean, you kind of expect what you're going to see, but Postville's run a lot of different things this year, so we could see something differently. Obviously, they know what we want to do because we haven't changed much. They did a good job on their special teams. They actually converted a couple of 4th downs on a couple different fake punts against us. So Postville, they're going to throw everything, on the kitchen sink at us. and they did last week, and I expect they'll have some wrinkles up their sleeves again this week. We just got to keep executing like we do, hang on to the football, play great defense, and make it tough for them. And if we do that, I feel really good about our chances of moving on to the next round, but I expect Postville's best shot.
And when you look at a game like this, where you guys come in as obviously the favorites in a game like this, how important is the start to a game and maybe not letting a team that is an underdog get a lot of confidence going?
Right. That's important pretty much in any game, but, especially with a team that struggled a bit, you want to get out fast and take away any energy that they have. And we didn't do that last week. We got a convincing win, but most of those points came in the second half. So this week, like we said, we're working on our fundamentals. We're working on cleaning up our blocking and our footwork, and our alignment on defense we had a few guys that were out of position that allowed them to get some first downs against us. So like you said, it's really important just to get a faster start this week, and being at home and being in the playoffs, I think we'll do that.
All right, Coach, keep your kids healthy. We wish you best of luck.
All right, thanks, Darren.
This MFL Marmac Coach Conversation brought to you by Birdnow Chevrolet, Meyer Auto Service, and Havlicek Trucking.